I'm just hanging out here on the rock on the Big Island, and because of a lot of the stuff that I see, that's as people are sort of waking up, I thought, yeah, right. I mentioned to one of my female beautiful souls in Thailand, go take a 3-year-old child, a 2-year-old child to a toilet, flush a toilet, and they get it. That's how the universe works. Flush a toilet. That's Universe 101, nursery school, right? That's how bad it is. So when I was watching Marina Colvin's Hill, she's been basically spoon feeding her audience little bit by little bit, little bit by little bit, which basically means now they're beginning to realize that they live in a bigger universe because they lie about everything. That's what a pathological liar does, right? Okay, so I experienced that all the time when I was growing up. They don't want to accept the truth, which is what love is. It goes on forever. So when I was a small child and I picked my family to jump into for reasons I've already described, because my father was an aeronautical engineer, worked in X projects, worked for a company called Morton Thakal, Reaction Motors, was a U.S. Navy fighter pilot. It was actually my father when I was a young child, because children, when you get into the male dominant sort of programming way of what gets loaded in their memory that they run, which is the X side, if you will, and how the male dominant side is made manifest in the way that they learn that being male, right? Tonka trucks, machine guns. I mean, all you had to do was look at everything was being presented on a billboard, on a TV set, on a newspaper to small children, particularly males. Okay, war machines, the Force. May the Force be with you. May the war machine always be with you. Then you get into the SS, the Nazis, the demons, and all the rest of that, and you can see how all of this sort of unfolded, right? So anyway, I looked at all my father's engineering manuals, and the first things that snapped in place, besides the fact that I was asking myself at 6 years of age, how long have they been harvesting energy off of humanity, humans with souls? And that's pretty simple to calculate, generation after generation after generation, because child abuse leads to adult self-abuse, which leads to abuse of their children, right? So they just keep that going. And so the reason that this is important is the two words I've used before, which is one is called acceleration, and the next one is called the exponential function. And then we get into the most basic fundamental of what we call learning, right? So when you're on fire to learn, because you're on fire, because you're running a high-speed love vibration, you're learning faster than anybody. Okay? So if you're learning faster than everybody else in the universe because you're running on atom speed, God speed, what love is as a vibration, you're outrunning everyone else in what's called a learning curve. And that's when it comes full circle of the law of spheres, which if you've ever seen the symbol and the logo of the one, it is a circle with a dot directly in the middle, with a figure to the right of the branch of mankind, the father of mankind. That's what love is. So love is going to learn faster than anything else, because love is what grows a universe. And therefore, love, when you use the exponential function and acceleration of what? Technology, it means that they have technology, the branch of man would have technology that outpaced everyone else. And there's a simple reason for that. How else are we going to be able to protect that which is killing off our universes we're giving love to? That's called wisdom keepers, which are the flame keepers, which are the protectors of galaxies and universes, which are the atoms that are cycling a high-speed love vibration. That's why humans, or the branch of mankind, that are accelerating their learning potential speed, which is known as the torque differential, speed in learning, between all the others, including artificial light, which is finite. And Adam, running an eternal speed of a love vibration, is never going to run out of energy, of what it's using to create a cosmos with, out of what love is, out of what it is, which is God's speed, which is God code, God speed, God salts. So you realize that love is the fastest accelerator. Spin that toilet. As above, so below. Right? So the reason I thought that was sort of important is because as Maria Colvin Hill and so many others are introducing information in which people are building a bigger library than what they were experiencing before in lower perception. Lower perception is a lower vibration, which is a lower state of awareness. So you realize that love is protection energy because it's the highest state of consciousness at the center point of a star, a real star, not artificial light, it's real light, which means love is what's real. Because it's a vibration of energy that we experience being what that is in energy, with our soul and the essence of our spirit. So what happens is that we have to sort of push aside what is called all the garbage in, garbage out. So they were filling little children's minds, or RAM, read access memory, into memory plus. Everything that was being forced in there, that's called force feed. Force feed the information, recorded in memory, future proofs past. Now we're going to use them as slave batteries for the machine. Then they can continue to do all their abductions and experiments on mankind's DNA, because anything that's running a love vibration is running the most powerful DNA, like base 12, 1200 megahertz. That'll burn up any parasite trying to feed on that energy. And that sounds like a pretty intelligent idea, huh? From a creative point of view. So you can see why mankind's DNA became so valuable. Oh, they wanted to take that love vibration down. Yeah. That's why universes run out of energy, don't they? That's called the vampire chasing mankind. Right? So these are other seeded races that realize how powerful mankind is, because we are what love is. And that's what does no harm. So you can see what a psychopath does. They live in a lie, because they live in fear of what love is, which is what we are. So I couldn't figure out as a child, why are you trying to harm me and abuse me when I'm trying to love you? They don't want to be loved. What? That's not sane. That's not sane. See the dilemma? Because the dilemma is about control. The director of the play is on a collision course with the actors on the movie set. The actors on the movie set are supposed to follow a script. If they're not following a script, which you're order followers, what happens? The director gets upset because he's the one that's controlling the script, because he's the one who was hired as the director of the Truman Show by the producer. And who is the producer? A movie mogul like Paramount Studios, MGM Studios. And who do you think runs all those studios, otherwise known as mass media density, electrical density, electrical density, populations, electrical density population centers. Duh, 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 duh. That's right. Herd them all into cities. Now the cities become kill zones. This is where all the bad mutations to the DNA. And what do you think that does? Oh, they get rich off of all that because that's what feeds all their medical community, their political community, the war machine community, and they love draining our batteries. They wring their hands at being able to take down what is in their mind an inverted perception of power, trying to take down the most powerful energy there is, which is what love is that goes on forever, gifting you all energy. That's unconditional love, huh? So you can see how the acceleration of the exponential function of people waking up and realizing they live in a bigger universe, because there's a gazillion beings that are on different channels that are at least showing you things that you were unaware of before. And this is precisely why the internet was set up, to prevent you from learning more about a larger world that you live in, that you can learn through others, that it censors. So that's like a school or a universe that is chock full of all kinds of information that you can learn through all the others. It doesn't want us to learn from. Why? Because then they will lose control over your energy that they direct by putting up all their signs and their symbols upon which people follow those directions with their energy. And that's called a control matrix. It's over. We're here. Ending the Truman Show. Have a great day.